All right, good Monday morning. How is everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in for another morning cup of coffee. Today is the 28th of June. I think this is it. Last Monday of June. That's some good stuff. Anywho, so how's everybody doing today, tonight, this morning, this afternoon, this evening? Whenever you're tuning in, be sure to hit that like button. I believe it should be right. At least it is for me. It's right about there. At least when I'm on my phone. Um, but I don't know. Oh boy, what a week! What a wonderful week! I can't even tell you how many times I've been out on the water. It has just been phenomenal. It was a rough week last week or the week before, but yeah, I'm still out there exploring stuff in the kayak. Um, all sorts of different little bodies of water, access points. That's one thing that's really cool. At least here in the state of Minnesota, our DNR has a really nice uh, interactive watershed or waterway tool. So if it's a lake, shows all the different access points, campgrounds, etc., etc. And then there's the Minnesota DNR Lake Finder, and you can search through a map or, um, yeah, type in the name of the lake, and you have to know kind of the area of the lake because when you have over 10,000 plus lakes, uh, some of the names get recycled. Uh, it's on my phone. I wonder if I could look that up here, or if this will just totally kill the. I could probably do it this way. Let's see. We want the Minnesota Lake Finder. All right, let's see if I can do this. This might work. This might work if I can do this and switch that to that. Maybe. Nope, I just went to a black screen. Uh-oh. What did we do? Did we break the system? I think we broke the system. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's too much for the computer to handle. So we'll switch at least to that camera. I don't know. Oh man, the computer is just angry. Well, I think while that camera tries to recover, we'll just switch over to this side and stick with this camera. I mean, all of a sudden you could just hear the computer, the processor, the fan is just fired up and angry. I think I need a bigger, better, badder graphics card or something. I don't know how all that works. I don't know how any of this works. All I do is tie flies and have fun. So, good morning, James and Jacob. Thanks for tuning in. What are we tying today? Well, we're tying something yellow. That's about all I've got. Um, we're going to tie something yellow, and we're going to tie it on our little size 14 caddis hook. And I wanted to switch threads, so we'll have to, I'll leave that one on. Let's switch the purple out. We're going to switch to a yellow thread. I'm going to go yellow on this. So we're going to go with a hopper yellow. And I've always found that these little threading tools, or I call it a threading tool, a little dental tool, they just work absolutely great. I don't have to suck on anything to get my thread to come out. Alright, so let's start with our yellow thread. It's just a, what is it, a 70 denier hopper yellow they call it. And it's a Danville's flat wax floss thread. So if you're not careful, it'll kind of open up on you. That's looking fairly good. You know, for this first one, let's go ahead and do a little black hackle. And as usual, I've got this just little hen hackle. We'll tie it in by the tip, right by the smallest portion. We're not going to use but just a few wraps. We're just basically just using the tip of this. And I'm going to tie this so we flare it out. I don't want to go too dense with the hackle. We're going to keep it relatively sparse. Let's give this a try. Let it twist. And maybe one more. We'll leave that at that. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do for the body. I'm going to be using some yellow Congo hair. This is a streamer hair, but we're not going to be using big chunks of it. We're going to be using just a few strands. I mean, just the tiniest little wisp of it. I mean, normally for a streamer you would probably go, you know, a big sizable chunk, but we're going to go just a small little wisp of it when we get to it. And I wanted to throw a little tail on there. And we're going to use some pearl web. So let's get that ready first. We'll just take the tiniest little bit, maybe 2 strands, 3 strands, thereabouts. 2 strands, that's all we need. We'll multiply by dividing. So we'll fold that over once, trim our loop, and then we'll trim that loop once again. Alright, let's tie this in. This will be our tail, so we're going to tie this in on the whole length of the body. we're going to trim that to length here. First of all, I don't want to go too thick on that, so I'm just going to trim everything that's facing forward out. Just a little tail. See why we only went with 2 strands. Alright, and we're going to do this for our body. So again, we just need a tiny little wisp of that. And this I think we can fold over into 2 pieces. Work that to the rear. And we'll park our thread back up front. And I'm just going to carefully lay this down like a little floss body. Oh, how did our thread get back there? And it's a pretty tough material. You know, it's synthetic, so it's a plastic. We're going to do a little bit something bright right there up front. Maybe we'll do a peacock curl. Do we do something contrasting or do we do something bright and yellow? I'm going to just try this yellow. It's a little, not quite chartreuse. But it's going to give us just a little bit of bugginess. I like that. Well, my stomach is making noises. Oh, that's a little awkward. Alright, I like that. Maybe we'll use that crystal flash or the pearl web on the body. I don't know. What do you think? Sam, welcome, welcome. You like that zonker video? Just made a few, but wrapped the zonker for the underbody and the tail. Nice. Gotta love a zonker. Also found me on Instagram. Cool. Yeah, I always post a lot of my adventures on Instagram. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit on this. We're gonna just close that. Zoom in a little bit. Just get us a little bit closer. I suppose I could also manually just bring the whole show forward. I wonder if the computer never recovered on that. Bet you I can close that window since we're not using it. Oh boy. I don't know if we're going to be able to get the other camera back up, but we've got this one, and that's the one that really matters to me. Take a quick pause for some coffee. That's some good stuff. So just something yellow, little yellow head, nice tight body. I think that'll work. Let's try another one. And we are rocking the, gotta hold it way out there, size 14s caddis hooks, which I'm gonna have to get a resupply soon. We are kind of getting down to the bottoms of a lot of these fly life hooks. That's what happens when you tie flies. You burn through all your material. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Alright, so we got our hook on, and the thread. Hopper Yeller, 70. Tis a dainty little thread, but I like the yellow. There we go. Let's find our hackle. I like that black hackle. So we'll do another one. Just a plain black hen hackle. Looks like it has just a little hint of, not sure if the camera picks up on that or not, a little hint of grizzly behind it. So, it's not like this came from a black chicken. It was dyed black. Tie this in up front. Sparse as nurse. Oh, that broke off. Well then, it's going to be like that. Pull that forward and just capture that last little wisp. Maybe I got an idea. Instead, so it's here on Monday mornings. This is what I like about Monday mornings. I like the freedom of just being able to try and do whatever. So I'm just going to strip a small little section of that. We're going to try that for a tail. Maybe a little bit less. Yeah. Clean that up. And a couple way back here. So underneath, I don't want to cut my thread. So I rotated everything out of the way. So my thread's out of the way. All right. A little black up front, a little black tail. Let's go with the same material. And I think having it doubled over, I think was just a little bit too much. I'd rather go longer and have to take more wraps. So we're going to leave that like that. See what I mean? The first time we did this, it was a little bit too much material at the same time. Alright, we got one little spot we got to clean up, otherwise it's going to harass us. Nope, it broke free. Yay! Or at least it got out of our way temporarily. But we'll take some nice tight wraps with this. And it kind of acts as a floss. Just like a little synthetic floss. We like that. And it's not building up too fast. And I want to see if I can't get one wrap underneath all that. Kind of pull that forward and up. All right. All right, and a little dabble dubbus. And I think this will be aces. Now we got a little bit of black on both ends. I think that's going to be plenty. A little dabble W. Remember, folks, when it comes to dubbing, less is more. More or less. And we'll clean that up here in just a second. Ouch. It made me bleed my own blood. Now that's definitely something. But I almost like the yellowtail better. What do you think? Little blacktail or yellowtail? Little flashy tail. Let's try one with no tail. Void Warp. Hooded, not available in all stores. Actually, we could probably just do one with just the let's do one with just the thread. We won't do any added body material. We'll do just thread and hackle. It deserves a cup of coffee first. Not a full cup, but at least a sip. I still can't get the other camera to work. Let's do... Uh-oh. Cancel. Let's do the old Control-Alt-Delete. We'll close that. open that back up. Hopefully it'll fire back up. We shall see. I also have a thing of Flashaboo in front of me, silver Flashaboo. I think I might do something with that next. That's one of the advantages of just having a messy bench. Is I always have just a little bit of everything, kind of like right at my fingertips. I can never find anything when I need it, seconds after I set it down, but heavy is the head that wears the crown, I guess. Don't roll over too far. Doesn't matter if it rolls over too far, it just as long as it stays oriented in the proper situation. Because I'm thinking maybe a black and silver to go with this black and yellow. Let's go one more. So we're just sticking with just this for the body. So we want to make sure we lay it down nice and flat and even with a proper amount of tension. We're going to go back and forth a couple of times. But each time we're not going to go as far back. Spin your thread counterclockwise, anti-clockwise. Flatten it out from time to time when you're tying with a floss thread. And the front part of the body, I'm trying to get it pretty close to the same diameter as the head. I think that's looking pretty darn good. No hackle. Or do we? Nah, we'll just stick. We'll keep it not hackle, but dub. We'll do a no dub. That broke. That's probably reason for me to do another quick finish on top of that. Just to make sure everything stays secured. That's just a plain basic black and yellow. We like a plain basic. Plain basic. Plain basic. Just simple black and yellow. I like that hopper yellow. That's a good color. Alright, I wanted to do something with this silver. So we're going to do a black and silver. Let's switch our threads to a black thread. I got the Flashaboo there. Hey, my camera's back. Alright. Ba-doot-doot. So now I know while I'm live streaming, I definitely cannot show anything on my computer. It just requires too much oomph from the machine. I don't have that much, I don't have that big of an engine. Good morning, Brother Josh. Good day, good day. 2 weeks time. In 2 weeks time we'll be, yeah, let's see, that'd be one, yep, in 2 weeks time we'll have our lines in the water. Out there on the Madison River. I am excited. We got the thread, but it's not running through the bobbin. Let's drop that in and feed it in the tube. All right, size 14 Fly Life R7 Scud, or not Scud, but caddis Scud. What do you call them? I think they're basically identical. A caddis hook and a Scud hook. Maybe a Scud might be a little bit smaller, but we switched to a 10-aught black. So this is a it's going to come out just a little bit rounder of a thread. We'll strip our feather back, get rid of the junk, get that out of the way. Even though we're not even coming close to, half of that, we still like to just give ourselves a nice clean handle to work with. UK in the house. Good day, mate. No, that's Australian. I guess no, you guys call each other mates. Well, good morning, good evening to the UK. God save the Queen. All right, let's ding our bell. Ding the bell. Because you know what time it is. It's hackle time. It's brought to you by all right. Maybe one more. Kind of want this one to be a little proud. Nice little proud budding dink. All right. So we are going with some silver flash. H2O flash. Same as Flashaboo. Let's just take 2, 3 strands. 1, 2, 3. Oh, to the bridge. Alright, we'll double this down and tie this in towards the back end. This should give us a nice super silvery body. And I'm going to work my way back over that at the very end, and we'll whip finish. Down there we're going to use our thread as a ribbing. And I'm thinking, do we need a little dub back there? Not a dub, or a little collar. I think we could do a little collar. Let's see what we got. I think I got some black in my alpaca. Black. Alpaca. Hello. Tiniest little puff. Tiniest little bit. Little dabble W. How much do you need? Not much. I'm going to do a tight little collar. And once we're done with our collar, we're going to just work our way towards the back. Nice and even. And let's throw a solid whip finish back here. You know what? I'm going to do that twice. And then just to keep it fun and simple, we're going to use some of the secret sauce. Just some Sally Hansen's. Not going to bother with a UV cure, because once that all just kind of soaks and settles in there, that's what we're after. Boy, I kind of like that. Kind of wake the hackle back up. Let's take a closer look. Maybe we should do something. Maybe we'll do a thread body with one tinsel over it. Let's give that a try. I like the black and silver. I like the black and silver. It looks pretty good. We know black and silver is pretty effective too. Black and yellow, black and silver. So way back in the day, I call it my eBay days. Back when I was kind of hot and heavy into the eBay world, we like the autocorrect and the algorithms for spotting typos wasn't quite a thing yet, and I was buying silver on eBay, but I wouldn't search for silver, I would search for sliver. So I was buying a few ounces here and there of slivers. And nobody would bid against me because it was not coming up under anything else. Alright, let's do another one. We're going to try this black and silver again. We'll start with our size 14. What time do we got? Cause I forgot to throw my watch on. Sometimes I forget to do that. Let's do, I think I might, do I want to step it up with a black wire? Do I even have a black wire handy for a ribbing? I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. We'll do it this way. Whoa, that was loud. Sorry. Let's address that real quick. All you have to do is just kind of wipe off Wipe off the post because the plastic actually grinds down. When you have metal and plastic rubbing together, only one will survive. Although I'm fairly confident that if you take the right plastic and the right metal and you rub them just the right way, I'm sure you can get plastic to erode, cut down some metal. I don't know, just a thought. All right, so we got that on. Let's do our we're going to try just one piece of silver. So we need our hackle. We're going to do our black. Black hen hackle. Simple, cheap, available. That's the most important thing. You know, how would you like it if the next best thing in the fly fishing world, you know, they make it so rare and scarce and unavailable. They charge top dollar for it. That's no good. That's no fun for nobody. Ding ding, ding ding. 3, let's go one more for 4. 4 turns. I mean, you know, here we are sitting here throwing all this extra junk on the hook. Right there. I think that'll, you know what, I'm going to throw a little bit of dub on this. A little bit of black dubbing. And we're just going to stop right there on this one. We'll do another one after this. We're not done. Put a black on black. Not even a body. Once more. I do this just to illustrate that we can keep it as simple or as complex as we want. And that's our freedom. That's our right as the fly tyer. Yeah, that's about as basic as it's going to get. Let's get you into the harvest. Getting kind of hard to... I'll set these other ones off to the side. The Tenkara Union meeting must be dissolved. There we go. Let's take a look at this. So, yeah, that's pretty darn simple and basic and simplistic in its epicness. All right, let's do... What do we got? We got time for a few more. We got time for 1, maybe 2 more. Well, thank you, Rich and Leo. Oz appreciates it. Steve Hartman, you snuck in here. How are you? Well, Rich, if you are just beginning into fly tying, I have a lot of content for you to watch. We live stream lately this last year, we've live streamed twice a week virtually, every week for the last 52 weeks. So in the last year, we have probably over 100 live streams, thereabouts-ish, plus or minus, I guess, a couple or two. We lost our hooks. There we go. Nope. That's the size 10, 12s. There we go. I think, I've only been fly tying about 7 years now, fly fishing, fly tying. And what I did is I got myself into books. And I read a lot of books. I studied a lot of books. Obviously I still have all the books. Um, and it's good practice to be able to replicate existing patterns and such. And then after a while, you'll get to the point where you can start freestyling and they actually start coming out like something. So take the fundamentals of everything that you learn and hang on to those fundamentals. Take those bits and pieces out of the different patterns. Because when I teach a beginner's course on how to tie a woolly bugger, because that's a good fly for us in our area, the way I teach it is we cover a lot of the absolute core basic fundamentals, and by the time you're done, you learn how to palmer, you learn how to do chenille, talk about proportions. Proportion is basically one of my only kind of rules of thumbs. Well, I have lots of rules of thumbs, but when it comes to tying flies, I think as long as you keep your material proportionate to your hook, and that includes thread and everything. So if you're using a small hook, use a small thread. If you're using a bigger hook, go with the biggest thread you can get away with. And that's another bit of advice. Don't listen to never listen to just any one person. Because what I say or do, what works for me in this exact moment in time, I might do it different later. I might have done things differently in the past, and you learn a different technique, or something might work just a little bit better for something else. As I say, your imagination is your only limitation. And yeah, I've got a lot of step-by-step videos, tutorial videos, but I've kind of evolved into doing just live streams, because what I've personally found is when I do a live stream, you get a raw, unedited version of what really happens here on the Fly Tyers bench. Because it would be easy for me to just edit out all my mistakes. You can't have trial and error with just trial. It doesn't work that way. You have to, absolutely have to, make the errors from time to time. And errors are okay so long as we learn from them. One strand, one single strand of flash. Silver. We'll work our way down. How far down? All the way down. I'm going to do one wrap underneath. And we're going to build up our body. Maybe I don't want to build it up too big. So what we're tying today, so what we do on my Monday morning live streams, this is kind of a Japanese inspired style of tying. And I plan on fishing most of these with my Tenkara rod. And that's a whole nother ball game compared to just fly fishing. Um, I think just keeping an open mind to everything, and I think that can kind of cross into all things in life. You know, it's like what we talk about here on the bench, I think can apply to so many different situations and venues of life. Patience, understanding, etc., etc. Keep that from sliding. Put a finger on it. Your backhand, your left hand, if you're a righty, is a great kind of pause button or save. This is almost kind of, if I did it with a silver wire, I think I'd be more like a zebra midge. Look at that, we got all this flash from one strand to save. And sometimes I save it, sometimes I don't. The frugal fly tyer is seldomly bored. Let's go with our little black. I almost called this an ostrich, but that's not an ostrich. That's an alpaca. Hello. Just a tiny little pinch. Tight little twist. Alright, we'll get that to open right back up. I like it. Oh, hit the camera. Don't worry, do not adjust your screens. This is just a test of the emergency broadcast system. Alright. Alright, I like this one. Oh, I think we should add a little dab of need to add a little dab of something back here to help kind of protect that. Let's do a little drop of secret sauce. There we go. And that'll be fine. That'll absorb right in and all will be well. Alright, we'll spin my little self around. And boom. Alright, now I can catch up on the chat. Started watching videos. Alright, appreciate it, Rich. Black and green. Let's see here. Smart Mouth in the house. Good morning. Well, black and green would be good too. Well, thanks for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, oh yeah, smart mouth. Smart mouths in the forest. I've Google mapped your location, and wow, you know, I really look forward to traveling the world someday and being able to fish around the world. That's my lifelong dream is to travel. If I won the lottery, infinite money, whatever, that's what I would do. I would just want to fly fish the world, one body of water at a time. So, anywho, uh, we're gonna leave it at that. It's been a good hour. I enjoyed my cup of coffee. Hope you guys had a good time. We had a we had a couple of good rounds. I think we have got definitely more flies for the box. So I think we're gonna leave it at that. We'll flip this over to this, and thank you all for joining me. Whenever, wherever you may be, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your children. We do this each and every week, except for here in a couple of weeks. I think when I'm out in Montana, I am not going to be doing the Monday morning. We'll be out fishing, gone fishing. But I'll leave a note or whatever you want to call it. So, all right, thank you all for tuning in. Happy tying, everybody. Tight lines. Oh yeah, stay safe, stay healthy.